of you want to do things right? To keep up with keeping your lives tight. Tight as in being right with the truth of true insight. Who of you want to do things right? Who of you want to truly succeed in attaining all in that which is your need? To be heard by the real answerer of all deeds, the true hero of all whom pleads. Who of you really want to bow down to the true King of Kings commanding the crown? To worship the one that ever rules alone, commanding everything of creation from the seat of its throne.
Good evening and welcome to an A.H.A.D moment, the calm before the storm. I'm your host, Minister Idris Taha. With me today we have the messenger prophet of Ahezaah, Lord Holy-Apostle Deen. Missing from the set right now we have His Holy Queen Mother Rabbi Saleem, and our brother shall be joining us shortly, Brother Fakidul Aziz, the co-host. I want to wish our audience here in the studio, our New York audience, our Philly and Camden audience, you know, may Ahezaah's peace and other blessing, our Jersey audience, may Ahezaah's peace and other blessing about everyone's presence. Glorified and praise be Ahezaah, you know, for joining us today on this day of our worship day and service to it. And one of the things, sitting here with the messenger, on a previous show we had done before, our topic or subject was the simplicity, of religion.
Right.
And Ahezaah addressed some issues, but it's so many things about, one thing that Allah explained to us, that religion only means your way of life.
Right.
Once we break that down into the simplest terms, gives us a greater understanding now into what we are called to. I think about when Allah said in the Quran, I was asking some of the young people here in the studio audience before our show started taping about what was our main purpose of coming to existence. And that is to worship the Lord.
Right.
You know, simple in its giving to us in the Holy Quran, but how to worship the Lord.
You know, it's ironic that you mentioned that, because I'm about to, I'm thinking in terms of choosing this particular book that I've received from the Lord, of the many books to publish, understanding how to worship.
Right.
You know, and some people don't even know the meaning of worship.
Right.
Where it came from. One of the things that the Lord Ahezaah has shown me is that it has connected words, or as it said, it has prepared us in English for its covenant for the day.
Right.
The English-speaking people. And the word worship comes from warship.
Right.
Like a ship of war. And the religion is based in holy war. Complete. Holy means complete. People think that holy only is relative to the divine. But if you understand that the divine is the complete, and the complete is the perfect, and the perfect is without end, and and being without end means you have everything, that's needed. Then when you put the simplicity of our religion, our way of life inside of that worship,
right,
where we worship the Lord El, where we fight for, its preservation in ourselves, then we can understand religion better. Now, we was brought into existence to worship it, but so was everything else.
Right.
Everything else was brought into existence to fight for survival, which is the first law of nature, with nature being El itself, the essence of El. And in that created form that El has given to life, what we call life, it has given opposing forces,
Right.
but all forces from it.
Right.
Now we would, as minds of creation, being mental, being man or man's kind, it's for us to simplify what we're doing in life so that we can understand it, we can pass it on, and we can live it better. One of the things that the devil practices is complicating religion, not just the religion, but life itself and everything that they deal with.
Right.
May Jesus, peace and blessings be there about your presence. One of the reasons they complicate things is so that they can give problems to other subjects, of the servants, of Allah, and rule over them. If I tell you to walk down the street, turn around 3 times and come back, and I will reward you, and may Jesus, peace and blessings be about my presence. And I tell you that you tell everyone the same thing, and I will reward them equally. Okay, and I leave. Now, here you are left with my orders. You want to complicate things for people because you don't want nobody blessed as equal as you.
Right.
Now, you're the devil. And you tell them, well, look, you study this book and learn how to walk down that street. And you learn why you need to turn around 3 times and then come back so that you can be rewarded. Did I tell you that? No.
No.
I told you to simply walk down the street, turn around 3 times and come back and you'll be rewarded. But now you've added all this complication to what I've told you for somebody else, so that now they have a job. They have something they got to figure out. They got a trial. They got a problem. All right, how do I understand this? And that's the way they've done with religion. They've put all these things in it and take away the simplicity of it, when all you have to do is be of the good, be of the righteous in everything you do. And Allah has, the Lord Ahezaah has placed in humanity, in our being, in our hearts, in our bosom, in our stomachs, that connection with our soul, which comes in our conscience. When we are bothered emotionally with a commotion if we don't do right. Simple. If you're not doing right, you're going to realize it. Do right. But they got to complicate everything.
In line of that, one of the things that Ahezaah taught us, excuse me, through you is that the word disease. Back to you said disease,
unease.
Right,
yeah.
from going against the commandments that are placed on our soul, that very few people understand or realize or even recognize is. Because one of the great misconceptions coming up in religion, I always was taught that the soul was in here, only to realize by the grace of Ahezaah that is the nearest thing to the Lord.
Right.
And we have a connection
to it.
Right. Through that umbilical cord to here.
Right.
Once that came about, and then how Ahezaah would send the commandments down on that, and our devil seats back here, that many people don't even realize, because most people think that Satan is outside of them and not inside of them. So that's part of that complicating the religion as well.
Yeah, let's clarify that, because that's very important what you just said about Satan being inside of you. Satan itself is not inside you. That particular devil, Set, is not inside of you. Set is in hell. Right. Set is incarcerated in hell. Set's throne is the lowest throne of life, and it's flattened down to the lowest part of hell.
Right.
But its cohorts, those of the fallen angels that, was non-submitting fools along with it, those who were not perfected in their holiness. Those are the ones that has had Allah, that Ahezaah has used in the bodies of mankind as a negative force. Right. See, in our being, they are lodged in our beings as a negative force. Then you have those of other forms that are not in our beings. They out in the spiritual essence of the world. Right. Then you have some that's in other creatures. You see? So you have angels in everything. Everything that is, an angel has something to do with it. Why? Because the Lord El is so perfect, so whole, so unfathomable that it never directly manifests the wholeness of itself to anything.
Right.
Like it said to me, I am you and you are me, yet you are not me. You could never be me. Nothing could ever be me in whole. But of my illusions, you are of me. And then it tells me, like it has told all other prophets, all of what I say is true, but you relate yourself totally to me. And I will relate to you. And everything you refer to in life, you refer it to me. Because I am of you. Holy. So in our divine threefold union, when I say Allah guides me directly, it guides me directly. But that's not the complete being of Allah that's guiding me. That's some unit, some perfect unit that it has manifested in its creation to guide me. That it has manifested in this life as Lord, as Master, as all-powerful, as all-knowing from itself to guide me. That's why it has instructed me in simplicity. To tell the people that Allah, Ahezaah, Amen, the Lord of the throne, was created. It is a created aspect of itself. El is uncreated. But it created the Lord. That's why I said it is the Lord of Lords. Right. El is the Lord of Lords. El is the Lord of Allah, the Lord of Amen, the Lord of Ahezaah, the Master. And then it made the masters of, it made the Lord of the throne, Lords of Lords beneath it.
Right, okay.
And beneath those lords, it made lords.
Right.
Now, messenger prophet who call themselves lords, who are commanded by the Lord of the throne to call themselves lords, they are made lords among mankind. How is it that we're made lords among mankind? Because we are directly connected with the voice of the Lord, the power of the Lord, the force of the Lord, the strength of the Lord. We are connected with that. We are commanded directly by that. There's no man on earth that is connected as the prophets when we come. Right. And when we leave, there's still no one that is as connected in awareness under that force as we are. You know? And we've been sent to all races of people under all different types of descriptions, as like prophets, avatars, saints, you know.
Something, you know.
But it's all made simple, which men complicate and make that, make it difficult for other people to uphold themselves in the establishment of simplicity that the Lord has given us in that religion.
One thing Ahezaah puts in his book, how people many times look outside of themselves in their walk and relate to things not from themselves but to other things that the cause of their problems or cause of their misfortunes or whatever goes on in their life, and quick to point the finger out. And one of the great signs that Ahezaah would manifest is when to point out that one finger that will always come back. Any cause, and Allah says in the scripture, whatever good you do is from me, but what the evil is for is from yourself. You know, and a lot of things that Allah speaks about or give allegorical or term sayings to, many people of religion immediately go outside of themselves to other things and never relate to any of those things in those scriptures. For example, when Ahezaah said we are promoters of peace, we are peacemakers, but they the one that cause commotion. Many people immediately look around for the troublemakers as someone outside of themselves. But when Allah speaks in this book, those who seek to believe, this book is for, like Allah explained to it, this book is only for those who believe or striving to believe. That much is
no.
Okay.
It says this is for those who believe.
Right.
Not striving to believe.
Okay. So okay, right.
Go ahead.
But the book, many people think themselves as being the believer in the book. That's what I was trying to get to. Call themselves the believers.
Right.
And Allah can't be talking to me
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, one of the problems, and I'm going to let you say what you was going to say. One of the problems with that book is the translation of that book.
Yeah.
Even in Allah, even it being translated that this book is for those who believe, needs further investigation. But before I go on and take him away from what he's saying,
just in what place, Lord? Where are the believer person? Does the person serve as fall as a believer, described as a believer, or amongst the believers? If he reads the book and what he's reflecting on the book, and then he's reflecting on himself when he sees a thing that maybe he hadn't seen before about an ill or wrong or a shortcoming, something that he takes lightly, but then now it's oh wow, that sounds like me. That and the person might say, even I'm saying I've even when one has had an experience, it's myself of thinking that actually Ahezaah is actually talking to you, because the nature of the Quran.
Let me say this here. If you stay with the simplicity of truth, then that will take you so far that you will not believe how far it will take you. Now, let's get back to this book. Ahezaah says, in the name of Allah, that this Holy Quran, this book, is for those who believe and those who spend out of what we have provided for them. And it goes on and on and on and on about the believers. Right? And we have a problem when it comes to knowing who the believers are. Because we all believe we are believers. Right. How long are you a believer during a day? When do you fall into disbelief? In a moment. Who are you to claim to be that believer that the Lord is talking about? Now, let me get this to you clearly and simply. I call myself a believer on every level of my journey and found myself to not believe on every level of my journey until I became holy unto the Lord El, completely unto the Lord El, where it read the holy book for me, and I had to bear witness that it is the believer. This book is for those who believe. Now, it didn't say for the believer. It says for those who believe and spend out of what we have given. It made me a believer. And I spend out of what it has given me. That's all I have to spend. That's all I spend for. I spend from what it gives me to give back to the world of its creation for its cause, for its preservation. I know it alone as myself, and myself alone as it. And I have no problem living outside of what someone considers myself, because when I look out, I see myself. When I look in, I see myself in all phases. Why? Because myself is not this body, this little mind. Myself is my Lord, El. That's myself. Who am I? In my realization now, I'm nothing but an illusion. I'm nothing but its creature who is completely dependent upon it. Completely. Therefore, if it don't do, I'm not done. So who am I? I'm not nothing. But whatever it want me to be, or want you to think I am, or want me to think I am. But myself is it. That's it. Now, the first law of my nature is self-preservation, to preserve the self, itself. Now, it has raised me up to its first law of nature. And in me, I must preserve it. See it to be preserved. That's all I live for. That's simple. So now when I read that book, I understand that that book is for me. I understand it fully. I see the fault in the translation, even though I don't know the original writing.
Right.
Because the original writer says that's fault there, that's wrong.
Right.
I'm going to take you beyond those words that they've translated into the real meaning and understanding of what I've sent down. I'm going to raise you above that and let you use that as a tool of mine to serve me. Now you got all these people running around calling themselves believers, swearing they believers. Believe in what? Themselves? Their lower self, that created self, that illusion of the real self? They simply have lost their way. Huh? So therefore they become easy prey for that serpent in this Garden of Eden, where they could put foreign religions on them, stagnate them, hold them still, and keep them blind to the truth of their self, which is hell.
Going forth in society.
In between something found is hell.
Is hell.
The self.
Yes. Even breaking that down, when you first came from Ahezaah with that, was heavy.
Yeah,
because
whatever Ahezaah was. Yeah.
The words themselves, Ahezaah breaks down the very words themselves now.
Yeah.
To the simplest.
Right. People forget that
form.
Ahezaah is the creator of everything.
Right.
You know? I remember when Ahezaah first enlightened me and it was guiding me to cook, you know? And it told me, put this in there, put that in there. And I'm like putting it, and I'm thinking, I'm like, this the Lord of all the world and it's telling me what to do. Cooking? Mm-hmm. I said, Father, you cook? He said, I created the cookers. I created the recipes. I created everything. Mm-hmm. And I had to look at that, how Ahezaah broke itself down to the smallest denominator. I have created the cooks. I am the essence of what they cook. I am the material in what the essence or what food is made out of and what they cook. I am what is eaten.
Lord, so the understanding of the people in seeing you as the example, the messenger as the example, is to
see where people make their mistake in terms of the messengers being the example. Complicating the religion. You got billions of people out there running around making sure their pants leg is up high, making sure that, you know, they walk in the room on the right leg first and do everything with right, what they consider right, with the right hand, clean with the right hand. You understand? Don't understand why Prophet Muhammad was doing certain things, but they follow his example. All his examples except his mind. When the example is the mind, man is mind. Not man is not his clothes. Man is not his vehicle. When you get in your car and you ride, you and that car become one. It is your responsibility to not crash yourself into somebody else. It is your responsibility to protect yourself from being hit. Because if you injure that car bad enough, your vehicle, that which is inside, is going to be harmed. You are inside your vehicle, your body. When I look at you, I see forms And I could say, okay, you from Africa, man. Yo, you have this, that, and the other. What I could see in you of other people from your past. But as far as your mind, I don't know where your mind is from. I don't know what's up with your mind until you start expressing it. And you can express it in your walk, your talk, your dress, or whatever. Sign language. But you are the mind. Muhammad had a mind that was the example for the people. And they limiting themselves to his clothes and things he said, which they may say out of turn. Right. That don't fit why he said what he said, when he said it, to whom he said it. So the only example we have of Muhammad is his mind. That's the real example. That's where the Lord El lied in his mind. It hid in his mind. It manifested through his mind. So where's the example? His mind. But we getting lost through the complications. Yeah. You know, you go to a mosque and they telling certain sisters, you can't come in here and pray with us because you're not dressed right. Woe to them. Dress right. What about the dressing of their heart? I don't care what kind of materialized clothes you put on, from lamb or wool, or from a sheep or other animals, or even from plants like cotton. How do you clothe your heart in the essence of El or the essence of hell? The devil. How do you clothe your heart? And they have people who come in there with pure clothing on, and they won't let them come in. Look at what they did to Ghulam Ahmed. Allah sent him, and I never followed Ghulam Ahmed, never followed his teachings. Right. Knew nothing about him until the Lord introduced to me that was one of his true messengers. Right. Sent to the people of Muhammad before the last day. Right. For this day it came in. Huh? Mm-hmm. Or this new day, or for that last day, right. For this new day coming in. Sent them as one who could recite in clarity to them what they were supposed to be doing. Certain things that was hidden in the Holy Quran, taken away from them, revealing those things to them. Mm-hmm. And they said, you can't come to Mecca. Mm-hmm. Huh? Kept Allah's messenger out of Mecca. Said he couldn't come and pray with them. And he was nearer to Muhammad than they were. And I tell you, I've never followed him, but this is what Ahezaah told me. Just like I never followed Noble Drew Ali. And Ahezaah said he was one who came as a forerunner to Elijah, bringing the word over here to America. Huh? Mm-hmm. And that it used a W.D. Farad and Elijah coming out of his movement to reach us.
Yeah. We're going to hold that thought. We want to thank our New York audience for tuning in. Catch the second half of this conversation with us. May the Lord bless you.
To keep up with keeping your lives tight. Tight as in being right with the truth of true insight. Who of you want to do things right? Who of you want to truly succeed?